Hey, what is up? What is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K-Rod here. I'm back at it with another video for y'all today. And as promised, we have another boxing video for y'all today. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna be talking about Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight matchup prediction thoughts. Yeah, but before I do that, shout out to boxing fight videos or boxing simulation. This guy right here, boxing fight simulations on YouTube. Definitely go subscribe to him. This is like an old fight that he did off of the boxing video game called Fight Night Champion. Very good video game, by the way. Please go play that game. That game is basically still goated to this day, where you can basically just do a whole bunch of different fight created character simulations, and it's just really fun. So that's what I like out of it. It's really fun, it's really fluid, and I personally have a lot of fun to this day, just going back to it and just downloading characters that I like to play. And I do a lot of what if, matchups with, a lot of fighters. So yeah, let's get right to it, man. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share the video around, and let's get right to it. So we're gonna be talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, how this fight's gonna go down, and my whole thoughts of how this fight would basically simulate, in the what if, mindset. So, Teofimo and Shakur have two interesting styles. The thing about this fight is that there's more pressure on Shakur rather than Teofimo, because Teofimo, I don't think he really cares if he loses, but I think he really does want to put his best performance in. And as long as he can do that, I think Teofimo, he's going to make this fight very difficult for Shakur, because anything can happen. Like in terms of what the factors of like how Shakur will take a shot at 140 versus Teofimo dealing with the experience of Shakur Stevenson. I mean, both of these guys are very experienced. I forgot what the records are, but I'm not gonna go through every single one of their particular records. But like pretty much Shakur Stevenson, he is currently undefeated. Shakur will be challenging Teofimo for his WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title, and this could be a opportunity for Shakur Stevenson to become a four-division world champion. So Shakur is moving up from 135, as he is the 135-pound WBC world champion, sitting at that weight class. So he's moving up to 140 to possibly get Teofimo's WBO 140-pound belt. So overall, I think this is a pretty good deal for Shakur. Simply because this is a fight that can go either way, and who knows, like, I mean, possibly with me, I think this fight is 50-50, because both of these guys are pretty high level. The only reason why I say that is simply because Teofimo Lopez, in my honest opinion, he is like the lineal best fighter at 140 as we speak right now. Um, Initially, I had Devin Haney be the top guy at 140, because he obviously like went up. Well, honestly, that's actually still debatable, because Teofimo beat Josh Taylor, who was the former undisputed unified world champion, at 140. So when Teofimo beat him, Teofimo should be number one and Devin Haney should be number two, because he defeated Regis Prograis, who had fought Josh Taylor when they were unifying, the titles. So I think either way, it's pretty much a number one versus number two back and forth battle. But Devin Haney was the former lightweight undisputed world champion that moved up to go after Regis Prograis to get that belt. So I don't think it, like personally with me, like I think, as far as the lineal status, Devin Haney and Teofimo are basically both number one lineal fighters in their respective divisions. But at 140, Teofimo should have fought Devin Haney, for that opportunity to battle for the number one spot at 140 to unify the titles. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, Teofimo is the lineal 140-pound champion at a super lightweight or junior welterweight, and Devin Haney he's basically lineal at 147 right now because he beat Brian Norman, being the best welterweight, in the division for the WBO title. So I mean, it's a win-win for Devin because he pretty much kind of did what he did, but still, Teofimo right now, he's kind of like taking all that aura and he's putting himself in a good position to basically be the number one guy. So Shakur Stevenson has like a pretty good victory that he could possibly get, over Teofimo. But Teofimo, he could very well defeat Shakur too. So how I see this fight going down is I think in the early round, Shakur Stevenson needs to watch out from Teofimo's power jabs. I think Teofimo Lopez, at one point, 135 days, Teofimo was knocking people out. He was putting hands on people. He was making guys be basically feared of his power, and Teofimo was basically doing what he did to be successful. As a good solid boxer puncher inside counter puncher. Because Teofimo, the good thing about him is that he has good inside footwork. And what I mean by that is that as he's going in, Teofimo is shifting a lot of that motion on the inside to force you to make a mistake. And therefore, he uses good inside lateral quickness in order to load up good power shots to counterpunch you really badly. So I think that's what makes Teofimo a very special fighter. And granted, I personally don't like Teo with all the racist BS that he's done within his career, but I will respect the skill. And Teofimo, he's definitely gotten way better as a fighter. Like I would say after the George Kambosos loss, like Teofimo has been like seriously on fire. Like he's been doing some massive work. Like granted, like as far as where he's at, he could be doing things way better, but he's doing that good where he's now a two division world champion. But then on top of that, he defeated Josh Taylor, who was, arguably the best guy in that division at 140. So therefore, the former undisputed lineal champion. So he defeated him. So it's like Teofimo has a good ceiling of like where he's at right now. Now, could things be better? Of course. Things could be way better on his particular resume, where he should have fought Devin Haney, and him and Devin Haney should have fought each other, like at least multiple times. Like him and Devin should have fought at least 4 times. I think like let's just say if him and Devin had fought for undisputed, and Devin lost, like let's just say the first time, and then he rematched Teo. He beat Teo the second time, and then Teo basically won the third fight, and then the fourth fight was like a draw. I would be fine with that. I would be fine if him and Devin did like a quadrilogy fight deal where if Devin won two and Teo won two, like that would be pretty cool. And then let's just say have like a fifth fight down the road and let them get more titles. Like honestly, Teofimo, like I don't know why he would be this dumb in his career to not do that. But if I was in his shoes and I was like a hardworking man and I had his mindset to be well, not his mindset, but if I was in his shoes and I had a smart mindset to be to be caring and to be like basically cooperative with a guy like Devin, and I didn't have to trash on him, and I actually like really respected him as a fighter, and guess what? Like I really want to break bread with Devin. Like personally with me, I would go ahead and fight Devin Haney at least four to five times, within our, experiences of us fighting, and that would be way better for Teofimo's life, like as a boxer to be more richer fighting Devin, and the name recognition would be way better because people know who you are now. So it's like personally with me, I feel like Teofimo kind of threw that fight away, and I would hope Teofimo could fight Devin because granted, like I don't care who wins, I don't care who loses. Like, granted, I'm like I am Team Devin Haney, but it's like I respect Devin a lot more to fight the best, and if Teofimo could be one of those people to lead that way, just like Devin, he would go a long way within his whole career to do that. So, like I'm happy that he's fighting Shakur. I think him and Shakur should have done this a little bit sooner. Especially, well, I'm not gonna say like, you know, probably leading to the time frame when Shakur was like starting out as a featherweight. I mean, I think stylistically, like him and Shakur should have probably fought when Teofimo was like the unified world champion, and this is like back when he was at 135, and then Shakur could have moved up from 130 to go challenge Teofimo when he was the unified champion after he had beat Lomachenko. So I think either way, like Teofimo, he could have fought Shakur a lot sooner. But like I'm fine with these guys fighting, fighting like each other now because at this stage, like I mean, Teofimo, he has like a lot to gain, but Shakur, he has a lot to lose because Shakur Stevenson's resume, it's decent, but it should be way better because he should have fought Devin Haney back at 130. Well, back at 135, like in terms of Devin being the undisputed champion, and Shakur, he was at 130 that could have moved up to 135 to fight Devin, and Devin offered him a deal for him to take for the fight, and Shakur wanted to be greedy and try to be bad with the business. So Devin was like, "No, like I'm not gonna do that for you." Blah blah blah, and that's where we're at right now. Like Shakur Stevenson took advantage of Devin Haney's, in the business, and then when Devin ended up leaving, that's where Shakur ended up being elevated as a world champ. Well, no, not elevated. He fought for the vacant WBC title up against Edwin De Los Santos. So, I mean, Shakur basically like took the easy way of okay, I'm not gonna play fair with Devin Haney, so therefore he makes it harder for Devin to kind of make that decision, be like, okay, I really wanted to max out with Shakur, and Shakur is not working well with the business, so it's like, okay, well, screw you, I don't need you. And that's where we're at right now, where Shakur basically got a vacant belt that Devin Haney offered all the belts for him. And that was his shining moment opportunity to become, undisputed. If anything, even if Shakur had won up against Devin, it would have made him a lot better. Where Devin's like, okay, I'm gonna give you my toughest effort to fight. But Devin was at his weakest stage as a fighter where he's drained at 135. And Shakur still didn't want to fight him, which doesn't make any sense. Like you have all the advantages to possibly beat Devin, but yet you did not do that. So either way, Shakur had the opportunity to be undisputed, and he could have been passed down the torch by Devin, and therefore, Shakur, he would have shined, but him and Devin could still fight each other way more times after that. But Devin, he would have just moved up to 140, win titles up there, and then do the same thing at 147. So yeah, I think either way, with this fight between him and Teofimo, this was like a fight that should have probably happened when Teofimo was unified after he had defeated Lomachenko for the for the unific or for the unified titles. So I think stylistically, I think Teofimo is going to be the more bigger aggressor with his jab. I think Shakur Stevenson has to watch out for the immense body pressure from Teofimo. If he's able to find a crack opening from Shakur Stevenson's defense where he's able to land some massive power shots early, then I think Shakur he'll be in trouble. But I think it's going to be telling to see where that's going to go because Shakur Stevenson he has great lateral. Yeah, he has great lateral movement, but he doesn't use it enough in terms of when he's moving around in a fight. Um, at times with his footwork, he likes to plant his feet down while he's trying to fight. So he's like a little bit flat footed when he does fight. And sometimes when Shakur tries to bang it out with somebody using his upper body movement, he kind of leaves himself, wide open for some big shots. But it's not really that much of it because it's like Shakur has really good inside. He has great inside upper body movement, similar to Canelo, but like way better because Shakur like he knows how to play the game of hit and not get hit, but he does it very elusively, and he has great technicality switches where if he sees like one shot coming, he knows how to counter with like 2-3 shots. So it's like that's what makes Shakur Stevenson into such a great fighter because he just knows exactly what he needs to do to position himself so therefore he can make his opponent tired so he's not getting hit with like some really dangerous shots. And then the minute he finds that good opening, then Shakur Stevenson, he's gonna press on, he's gonna step on the gas and then he's gonna start hurting you because he's trying to get that one good shot off of you to get you tired. And when Shakur has his moment to tee off of you, he will win, that exchange. So I mean that's what makes Shakur Stevenson into such a great pure boxer counterpuncher. Well, to a certain degree, I would say Shakur has good power that's to be respectable, but it's a sneaky type of power where that sneaky power ends up hurting somebody in the middle to later rounds. Or if anything, he could flash knock out you. Yeah, he could flash knock you out. He could do like a flash knockdown punch or maybe like a flash, knockout. So I mean, Shakur has good technicality to like look to basically set up his shots really good, and his punch accuracy is really good to the point where when he hurts you with like a big shot, then it's harder for you to particularly recover because Shakur he has good range to target his his opponents at good position range distance in order for him to like win those bigger exchanges. So yeah, I think overall this is gonna be a good fight. I think Teofimo he's gonna be dangerous early. Shakur is going to end up doing more work on the outside, and he cannot let Teofimo pressure him to the ropes. I think that's the biggest common denominator. If Teofimo manages to pressure Shakur to the ropes and hurt him, then that might be a problem for Shakur because Teofimo, he's really gifted with actually like closing out the distance, and then when he's able to hurt you, then he's gonna knock you out. So yeah, I don't know how this fight's gonna play out. I think this fight's gonna be a really tough fight on both ends, and I think both of these guys are definitely gonna throw some heavy loaded punches, but it's not gonna be easy because Shakur he's so good with his defense. So it's like when Shakur lands like a good shot and he starts moving his momentum away from the like opponent, where the opponent can't do anything to him. Then that's where Shakur, he's just basically locked in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is gonna be a good fight, but I think this is gonna be fight of the year candidate. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, hope you guys have a good night. Peace.